Welcome to the channel, people. Today I'm bringing you $10 tree tumbling block and pallet winter inspired DIYs, and we're going to start with this tumbling block project first. We're going to need 2 tumbling blocks, lots of 2 tumbling blocks actually, and to create the bonds we're going to use wood glue and hot glue. I use Tight Bond and I put it inside of a crafter square little glue bottle. I empty out the glue, pour the Tight Bond in there, and it's a nice little, trick to have something small just to get these going when you need just a little smush of the wood glue. Now be mindful because your hot glue is going to kind of ooze out in between your tumbling blocks. However, I found this nifty little tool. I used to use my fingernail, but now I'm using this nifty little tool. If you don't wait until it's fully dry, like it's a little warm still, but it's formed, it comes off so satisfyingly. And you do have a pile of bits like this. We just kind of toss them out. Blech. See our 2x2s over there? We got 2s and 2s and 2s everywhere. Well, it's just easier for me to glue them together, and then I started piecing our rows because we are making a tumbling block star. In case you don't know, I do DIY related browsing on my channel to help you budget and plan and save and get inspired, and found this star at the at-home store on one of my browsing trips, and I felt inspired to recreate it into a tumbling block DIY. We're going to create our center using 10 tumbling blocks for the very middle, 7 for the under part of the middle, and then 6 for the top part over the middle. And then we're just going to use our wood glue and our hot glue to attach those 3 rows together before we start branching off and creating our top and our 2 legs. As you can see here, your bottom row is not going to be evenly on top of the tumbling blocks, and that's fine. Now this row, however, is going to be directly on top of your tumbling blocks, so the tumbling blocks will completely line up. And for those of you that are like, oh, it needs to layer the same, listen, you're not going to see it. We're going to cover it with some florals. Okay, calm down. Then we're going to go over with 4 tumbling blocks, 3 tumbling blocks, 2 and 1 for the top of our star. Once you have this put together, we are going to start assembling our 2 legs. This is where we're going to need to make like a little indent, so the next row is only going to have 5 tumbling blocks. And I thought you guys should hear what I have to deal with in the background while I'm trying to build this thing.
You don't hurt your stomach, but you're good. You can survive.
I better get them open.
What? We're all hungry. Did you eat breakfast?
Y'all always act like ain't nobody trying to feed yous. Yous have all had like breakfast and snacks. I mean, come on, it's 12 o'clock. Wes was on his way home with pizza for the football game, and my kids are arguing over who's getting the first slice. Anyhow, back to these legs. For the top part of the legs, we're just doing 3 tumbling blocks on each side, and then we're coming down with 2. And then I'm just kind of popping the 2 out slightly, not a full tumbling block length, just slightly, because I wanted them to be in further than the actual like middle part of the star. I didn't want them coming out that far. So take a screenshot right here so you guys can get a good look at it. And then we're gonna spray paint. Once it's all dry, now it's time to put our florals on here. I like to use a little base for my florals. Any kind of piece of wood or cardboard would do fine, and load it up with some glue and then just start attacking this. I'm terrible at florals. I do attempt make the best effort possible, but as you can see me struggling here, I'm just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna stick this on here and pray that it looks nice in the final reveal. And that's it for this one, people. Let me know what you think.
This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace and love
For this next one, we're gonna need more 2x2. So grab out your tumbling blocks and glue more together until you have 7 and then a row of 6 right on top of the 7. Grab 3 of these pallets because we are making a sign out of these. And what we're gonna do is in the center here, we're going to take 2 more 2s, so 4 more tumbling blocks and glue them down. So we are making like a teetered, like it's uneven type of sign. So I've seen these types of signs in the browsing, again, another inspired, but I don't have a picture for you to reference on this one, just my brain. We're going to take some fabric. Now, yeah, I know that's Halloween, but I want it to be behind the purple to kind of give it like that darker when I paint on here. So I'm just cutting the fabric off to size to kind of fit in the center of these pallets. The way I've seen them in the stores is they either stencil them on or they paint them on, and I'm gonna just hand paint these joints. You can leave your fabric all neat and tidy. I am pulling the edges out so I got like a frayed rustic look. Also, for crafter's sake, I am hot gluing this down. If you particularly want this to last a lot longer, use your Gorilla Glue gel, use your tacky glue, use your E6000, something to give you a better long lasting hold. But again, crafter's sake, we're hot gluing it. So I did the black one first, then I put the purple on the top. I'm using Waverly Chalks Plaster paint to freehand these letters. Use your Cricut if you have one. However you want to get your letters on there, you could do a much larger sign and have merry or bright or for any holiday or just random decor in your house. Remix this idea, people. Remix the idea. I did paint this stuff off of the camera to save time. I didn't think you guys wanted to see me paint every little piece. Use the glue to glue your pallets down onto the stand that you created with your tumbling blocks. Add your accents, and you are all done for this one.
Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday.
I'm not usually one to DIY ornaments, but today I have 5 tumbling block ornament DIYs for you. To start, you're going to need 4 glued together like this. Paint it whatever color you want. I am doing mine white, and I found these ornaments at Walmart in their little mini ornament section. They're $1.98 and several come in a pack, and thought this is going to be so cute, and we just had to do something with it. So I'm taking the glue and just gluing the ornament down in the center, and then using the twine to wrap around both edges and gluing that down. Then I'm going to just take some more twine and glue it on the back for our little hanger. I thought you were going to reveal, didn't you? Oh, that's not coming until you get all 5 of these. For the next one, we are going to take little tumbling blocks and glue them together like this, meeting at not the very ends, but we want to make a square. Paint this whatever color you want. I chose white because I'm going to use a little star piece of an ornament, again from a Walmart mini ornament set. See how cute it's going to dangle in there. It's going to be so cute. I love this little piece. But I actually have the pack here that they have at Walmart. If you don't know, Walmart has these banging mini ornaments for $1.98. Go grab you some. Glue it on the back. Put a hanger on there. And that's it for this one. This is my least favorite one, if I'm being completely honest. You'll need 3 tumbling blocks for this. And you're going to, again, paint this whatever color you want. I spray painted it silver metallic. I had these little wood sticker type things from Dollar Tree and decided I didn't have a red paint that I really liked, that I was going to marker one stripe up and then paint white the other stripe, and then we're painting our bow silver to match the ornament color. There's nothing wrong with this, and honestly, you could use these wood ornaments many different ways, but I don't know. I didn't feel fuzzy inside about it, but it's an idea, okay? I don't know what's wrong with this glue gun, but it was acting crazy all of a sudden while I was trying to glue this on here. Put your little hanger in for this one, and that's done too. This is going to be a hat ornament. You can't tell because I'm holding it upside down. don't know what's wrong with me sometimes. People, seriously, forgive me. Anyhow, you'll need 4 tumbling blocks and then 2 at the bottom. Spray paint it or color it, whatever color. I'm just, again, with the metallic theme I have going on here. Taking a ribbon. Do not pay no attention to the fact that it's not spray painted on the back, okay? Shh. Again, with the glue gun. Alright, I am back with more glue, okay? And now things are going to go more smoothly for me with this glue gun. Wrap your ribbon around, glue it on the back, add in whatever little accents you want. Some floral be cute, a little bow like I'm putting here, maybe a little, flower, and then put your ribbon on for your little hook. And that's it for this one. I saved my favorite ornament for last. You're going to have to let me know in the comments below what you would call this one. I'm calling this a little mini glam lantern. Okay. So we're going to make our square, the one I showed you a couple ornaments ago. We're going to make our little square. You're going to need 2 of these little squares for this ornament. And I'm very meticulously putting the hot glue and the wood glue in certain spots so they do not overlap. In case I have not said, you want to make sure you're mindful with this because they will cancel each other out and then your block could just fall apart at some point. Might not be today, but it could be 3 days from now or a week. On the back of this first little cube, we are going to, or square, we're going to add on our little, I don't know, they braces, little hallway pieces to the other cube or the square. I don't know why I keep calling it a cube. It's not a cube, at least not yet. But I took 2 tumbling blocks and put them on the bottom and then did the very same thing on the top. And then I put the other little square right on the top like this. And then we have our bottom and our top of our little mini lantern. Here's where it's about to get a little bit tricky, and we're going to need some little baby cubes from Dollar Tree. We're going to, on the very top of this, tier the cubes inwards, so they all in each one of these little corners start, tiering inward and upward, inward, upward. Also be mindful because people, if you know Dollar Tree wood items, they are not all created equal, and neither are these cubes. They're all different sizes. So as you're building your little tier inward, and if they're not all the same size, then it's a little bit lopsided. It was too late when I put the very top one to really fix it once I had noticed it because that glue was on there and I was scared that it was going to just crumble. Also be mindful how much glue, because I put too much glue on once I spray painted it. You can see little globs peeking out of the cubes. Doesn't look awful, but if you want it to look a little bit more high end, make sure you're being mindful of that and either scrape off your glue in enough time or just use less. This is what you'll have before you get it all spray painted or painted, however you want to do it. I was not even going to try and hand paint this. I was like, there's too many crevices. No way, I'm frustrating myself. So I spray painted it, let it dry. I'm taking a little tea light and I'm going to glam it up a bit. We're going to just take some little Dollar Tree embellishments and glue it on here and try not to burn ourselves because once again, we still don't have the little finger rubber things to protect our fingers. Now your tea light is not going to stay in here, but you can see the bottom, how the switch, you can still see the switch. So see how this kind of moves around and it'll fall right out. You do not have to put a lot of glue, put a tiny bit. See how I just put that tiny bit, such a small amount, and it is keeping that tea light in place. But it will also allow you to just pull the tea light out and replace it if you want to reuse this next year. So, or if the tea light dies, whichever, whatever one comes first. Glue on or wrap on your hanger to the top of that little block on your lantern. And here is the moment you've all waited for, people. Here they all are.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when there's love there's always a way. And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday.
This also is another inspiration from a browsing video. You're going to need one of these pallets and we're going to cut the top off. Honestly, how long you want this is up to you. I would say I cut about 2 inches off this, and this way you have 2 pieces. Now you see how I cut the tops like fence posts? I used these metal cutting shears I purchased from Hobby Lobby. It was painstaking. I don't know why I didn't film it. But if you don't want to do this, you don't have to cut them down. It was a pain in my butt. So I don't know that I would do it again if I had to redo this. Glue together 6 tumbling blocks, and then we're going to glue those 6 tumbling blocks in the middle of our pallet pieces. What are we building, you ask? This little gem right here that I was inspired by from Walmart. Now, it was only $1.98, so it's probably just, you know, cheaper to purchase it. My version is bigger though. My version is bigger. You're not going to be able to, you know, get that little tiny ornament and do what you can do with this. Also, I made this so you can interchange it and keep it all year long and use it for whatever. You know, I had to take it up a notch, okay? So I did not like the way the tumbling block stuck out on the side here. If you do, have at it. I did not. I felt it was too bulky and it kind of took away from the overall aesthetic of the little piece, and used a popsicle stick instead that it was the same width of the bar or of the piece of wood that is behind our little fence pieces. Now I'm going to take more little blocks. Again, it matters if they're not the same size because your little piece will be off level. So I glued them to the bottom. So instead of using this as an ornament, you can use this as a piece of decor. I took some antique Waverly wax and rusticked it up. And then I have some picks and this little, again, mini ornament from Walmart that I'm going to put on here for a little boho type accent with the beads. I just think it's cute. You could really do this however, but these florals come out. I didn't glue anything in here. It's a cute little piece just to pop around your house. And that's it for this one.
This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace and love and happiness.
People, I don't think you're ready for this little tumbling block snowman. I know I wasn't ready for how cute he turned out. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, we are going to layer our tumbling blocks 3 high, and then we're going to glue them together so this way we have 6 together total. For our chest area, we're going to need 5 glued on top of each other and then glue them down on top of our 6. The head and hat area is a little wonky, but you'll need 2 tumbling blocks like this and 1 tumbling block to go across kind of crooked. I know what you're thinking, Brandi, his head's really small. I know it kind of is, but it's going to work out. You'll see. It's still super cute, okay? So put your little tumbling block on here, glue it together, and then we're going to glue the 2 to the front of the chest of the tumbling blocks because, again, we're not gluing it the same. Look at that glue. Look at the hot glue just sticking out there. All right, focus, Brandi. Glue your tumbling block head to the front of the chest, so it's all going to line up just like this. Let it dry for a little bit before you get wild and just start painting it, okay? You could totally spray paint this if you want. I'm just going in with the Waverly white chalk paint and doing the bottom portion and then coming back in with the black paint and doing the top. If you spray paint it, you spray paint the whole thing. Just, you know, go over it with your black paint on the hat, you know. This is our little corn cob mimicking nose, okay? It's a little floral piece. I think I got the floral thing from Dollar Tree. However, I have 0 skill when it comes to applying noses. Look how crooked this thing is. Seriously, Brandi? Wow. Like, So I ripped that bad boy off and attempted this again. It came out much better the second go around. I'm just using a Sharpie to draw the little face on. I wanted to keep it super simple so everyone could recreate this. So I just drew his eyes closed. Don't forget your coal buttons and your scarf.
This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put our differences aside.
Did I save the overall best one for last? I don't know, people. You're gonna have to let me know in the comments. I really don't have a favorite. I really enjoyed 99% of these, and making them was really enjoyable, hence the fact that they're 10 a video. When do I bring y'all 10 in a video? Okay, I got extremely carried away. I like Christmas, you know, all that. Okay, I'm forgetting. What are we doing? We are making a gift box. So really simple, lots of tumbling blocks. We are going to just add on to the side of our base, which is 3. You'll start your base out with 3 and then layer around the 3. Be mindful though, because once you get to that last one, see how I'm struggling to get it in here on the corner? You're going to want to do this piece by piece. Now, you will notice I am not putting in my wood glue as I go here. Too much, too messy. I started to try to do that. I was like, this ain't gonna work out right, Brandi. So I did end up having to pop one of the tumbling blocks off to squeeze in that last third for the top, and then came back in and just applied all the sides. So here's our little box we have. And then I'm coming in with the wood glue and squeezing in all the little tiny cracks and around all the bonds. And I did let this dry a full 24 hours, well, overnight. I let it dry overnight before I came back in to spray paint it. I decided I was going to keep it really simple with this one and just add, you know, one of these little tiny mini gift top thing. I can't think of the name of it. Some ribbon, a little red finger bow, and that was going to be it for all the embellishments. You could really do so much with these gift boxes and make a ton of them.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day.
That's going to be it for today, people. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you got some learning and some entertainment. You'll have to let me know which one was your favorite. Until next time, bye!